and teach people about the stock market. What's up, what's up, what's going on, everybody? Just thought I'd do a live stream just to go over some charts, have some fun, and do some research and go into some scans. I'm thinking about creating a new scan here on Street Smart Edge, so we'll go over that and look at that. Pot stocks just exploded this week, huh? That light in the background really sucks. I gotta keep positioning myself so that's not glaring. For those of you watching on this, sorry it's just pointing at me. I tried to get it to point at my monitor here, but if there's any questions, feel free to ask. I was going to make a review here on the Street Smart Edge Part 2, because the first one I did, I was only using it for a week. And I've just learned a lot more stuff about this platform and what it can do, and this is just such a powerful platform. It really is. So it looks like the NASDAQ is starting to bounce back on up, and the SPY is just continuing to make new highs. It did fall off Friday. Friday did pretty well. It pulled back. Even all the pot stocks, the big pot stocks, pulled back the way I wanted it to, for them to potentially set up for Monday. Yeah, the NASDAQ was looking pretty scary there for a second as it was just kept falling down and looked like it was going to keep falling down and about ready to hit the 200-day moving average right there. Let me bring this scanner back up. I wanted to try to set something up revolving around the marijuana sector and the pot sector, and I know they have a sector for it in the NASDAQ. It's just going about and doing that because a lot of these pot stocks are scattered out through pharmaceuticals, medical, stuff like that. And it's just tickers that are related to the marijuana, like products, or they just do something like NBEV is a drink company, and they're talking about putting THC in with their drinks, infusing it with their drinks, and stuff like that makes it go off. I don't have equity feed no more, so I couldn't do like a search for the news when it comes out for keywords. Like I remember last year when Bitcoin was really going off and crazy, and you could put in keywords that would come out in press releases every morning, like blockchain, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and those stocks were going on huge, gigantic moves pre-market. I'm talking going from $1 and just mentioning blockchain and shooting up to $7, $8, all pre-market. Very, very volatile times, and that was around the time I just started learning about the market. So I really didn't know how to take advantage of that kind of stuff. See, I already have the daily high count, the daily low count, hitting highs, new year highs. Let me see. I got 10 volume top from open, percentage gainers, custom scan, and a copy of Gap Up, Stay Up. And I've really been thinking about using just the screener and scanner on the Street Smart Edge rather than trade ideas, because it works just as well. And I'm paying $120 a month for trade ideas. The only thing I don't like about Street Smart Edge is to find the stocks float, available shares to the public to trade. You know, they have it on Street Smart Edge, but it's under, you have to have another window to have it open, and I have only a limited amount of space, and I don't want to run 20 different things on Street Smart Edge to overwhelm it and slow it down. And the float on it, it doesn't even compare what it says on Trade Ideas or Yahoo Finance or FinViz. When I look up the float, it's always like way off. So they got a cool one here. Oversold and gaining momentum. Let me hit this plus one real quick. Let's see if we can just create a cool one real quick. So we'll start with the basics. The last trade. So the last trade is greater than, I want it to be less than. Let's say $10. And then the volume, I want the volume to be greater than, I'm going to start with 200,000, because I want stocks that have attention and volume to it. I don't want to predict if volume is going to be coming into these stocks. You know, I want these stocks to be volatile and be trading. That way, when I get in on something, I'm not going to get stuck in it. So we're going to put the volume is greater than 200,000. And you know, what's cool about this too is you can really, really customize it the way you want. So if you only want stocks that are above the 50 and the 200-day moving average, you can do that. I haven't created a scan like that, but it's nice to be able to do that, because when a stock is below the 50 and the 200-day moving average, it's bearish. If it's above it, it's bullish. Plus, you don't have any upwards resistance. So kind of like the sky is the limit for it. So then we'll go to Price performance. Here we go. Percentage change. Change from the open. I wish it had change from the close. Let's see. How's it going, Queen? We're just talking about the stock market and just giving you an insight into into my world as learning to be a day trader and the possibilities, what you can do when you put your mind to something. When you put your mind to something, you can achieve anything. And having that motivation to be the best you can be every single day. I'm good. Thanks for asking. I'm great and I'm wonderful. Life is great right now. I'm just trying out this other streaming thing right here, and I'm also streaming on YouTube. Just to, like I said, give you guys an insight of the life of a day trader. What I do every weekend. It's all about dedicating yourself. When you're passionate about something, you'll go at it 100%. And, you know, almost through all my 20s, I really wasn't passionate about something, hating the job I was going to every day. And, you know, all it took was a friend to introduce the stock market to me. And ever since then, I've been running off of 4 hours of sleep. You know, it's a feeling you really can't describe. When you're passionate about something, you'll do anything to be able to do it, and you'll give it your all. So right now we're just creating a scanner here for the market, and like I said, this past week pot stocks and marijuana stocks have just been going crazy moves. And I want to create a scan here, another custom scan, to filter out all the stocks in the market that are under my criteria. So I got percentage change. Well, that's change from the open. I want percentage change. Percentage change is greater than, I want at least 3%. There we go. Well, we won't worry about the gap percentage or anything. Now the daily high count, the daily low count, I won't put that on my scan or anything, but I will put that in the columns of my watch list or something, just to tell me how many times that has hit the day high and a day low. And I'll also put the trading range on it too. I won't put it on my scanner though. So we got price performance done. I do wish this had a category for the float, so I can scan for stocks with a float under a million, no, 100 million, not a million. You know, the lower the float, the bigger the rip of the stock. Technicals, here we go, right here. So I want this, let's see if they have it first. I'll create a scanner on this one, and then I'll go to trade ideas, and I will also try to create a scanner for that as well. And there was a video I made recently that I posted to YouTube. It's called Top Secret or something, and it was from a movie that came out like 2007, and I never watched it all the way through until just recently, and that movie is called The Secret. And I watched that for the first time. It was a couple weeks ago, and then after I watched it, I got motivated to make a video for YouTube on it. And It's got a lot of truth to it that a lot of people overlook every single day. And that is, you know, a lot of people, all they care about nowadays is drama, and wanting to look at the negative in people. And you want to look at the positive in people and remind yourself every single day that, you should only worry about yourself and where you're going in life. And I am a believer of, focusing on your goals, visualizing what you will have, what you can have, and what you're thankful for the moment. And I do this every single year. I write down on an index card everything I have achieved the previous year and everything I want to achieve. And I put it right where I see it every single day. That way, every morning I wake up, I see it, and it motivates me to keep going. It's all about that mindset. You got to have that right mindset. And you are who you are with the people you hang yourself around. If you hang around people that like to complain or are negative all the time, you're attracting that negativity towards you. Like the movie says, the universe is like you're like a magnet in the universe. And whatever you're feeling or doing, you're going to attract towards you. We'll do the RSI. No, I won't do the RSI. So the simple moving average 200 day, this one, is greater than man, they got a lot of stuff on this. I want the simple moving average, the 200 day, I want it to be is greater than I don't even know if I want to use this because I know if I put this on, will it give it, when I look at these stocks, will it be above it? I won't even use that. So hopefully everybody's having a good weekend. What you guys been up to this weekend? Anything fun? Hanging out around the house? I know we had a nice day out today, a lot of college football as well. Let's see the results on this. So we got, okay. All right, let's check a couple of these out. We got YTRA. Okay, this just popped over the 50 day. It is trending up nicely. And then the next level of resistance, it looks like it's here at $6. $6, $6.50, and then where the 200 day is here at $6.75. So YTRA, let's just write that down. YTRA. What's it looking like on the daily? Or the intraday? Yeah, see, that's the thing. When I see a lot of spots like that on a chart, There's no volume going towards it. And look at the spread right now, where the level 2 is. You got a 25-cent spread. So that's another thing you got to keep an eye on when doing these charts and doing screeners and looking for stocks to trade. You want a stock to be volatile. You want volume to be into the stock. We've got VHC here. VHC looks to be consolidating. It is making lower lows though. UXIN. Wow, look at this one. That's a perfect U shape on up right there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 straight days of green. Going from 6 all the way up to 765. Pulling up and looking at different time frames. I look at the 1 minute, the 3 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, and 65 minute when looking at charts. And you can see here when I pull up the 5 minute and I zoom out on this, it does a U shape straight up like that, and you can see it had resistance right here. And you go back and you can see it had resistance right there, and then it U-shaped, came down and U-shaped back up again, and it had a little bit of struggle right there at the same resistance, and then you had that surge up and over it, going from 750, and it surges up like 30 cents. But whenever these stocks gap up or gap down, they love filling the gap. They love filling the gap. And always, you always got to be observant of everything that's going around. The market conditions. Is the SPY gapping up, gapping down? Is it dropping off? Does it have strength? Is it surging up? So you got to think 3 out of 4 stocks follow the overall market. And I don't want to trade against the market. I want to trade with the market. In a way, I want to ride the wave. If any of you guys here want to see what I'm looking at right now, you got to go to YouTube and you got to go to TradingLearning101. Look that in, and I'm currently live streaming on YouTube, and you guys will get to see what I'm streaming here like this. I tried setting it up to where you guys could see what I was looking at, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't figure it out. So I am liking UEPS, and we will look into UEPS later on. So we'll just write this down. We're just finding stocks right now that have a good chart, and I'll write them down. That way tomorrow when I do another live stream, I will go off and I will do research on these and see what they did. And then we got SNR. SNR doesn't have a good looking chart. SJT. No, I don't like that either. What I look for on the daily chart, does it have a history of spiking big? That's what I want to see. But then, you know, I have a day trading account and I have a swing trading account. So I'm always on the lookout for stocks I can trade during the day and stocks I can invest in and maybe swing for a couple days, a week, couple weeks. See, that's what I want to look for right there. Our big green candles, volatility, volume down here to match up with the candle. I want stocks that have range. I'm not talking a range of 10 to 15 cents. I want 50 cents or above making moves. So a stock moving from $1 to $2 in one day, $1 to $5, $5 to $10. Like ALT, let me show you. ALT was a really big mover. Wednesday, Thursday, it was. Wednesday, it went from $4.40 to a high of $18. And then the next day after that, it had a range of $17.50 to $36. Now that's a lot of potential right there. That's a lot of potential. And you could see, this is why I have these moving averages on my charts. It came right up to the 200-day moving average. So that's going to act as a wall, a resistance wall. Came right up to it, touched it, fell right back down. What else we got? There's a lot of good ones in the scan I got right here. Let's see what the total volume. So MDGX had the most volume of 17 million in volume. And Friday it went from $5.25 up to $8.25. So MDGX, let's see. Wow. Right from the open, it just ripped. Going from 5.30 and just grinding up and up and up and up. All the way up until 1 o'clock. Hitting a high of 8.20 and then falling back down to 6.30. So looks like they had some news of they had departures of 4 top executives for cause termination. MDGX, it sounds familiar too. And when these stocks spike in the past, you'll remember them. Traders remember stocks that spike. So the company announced a NASDAQ listing extension. And then they announced senior executive separation. So MDXG, I'm going to add that one. So I'm liking this scan. And then even the day before, it had a range of 540, spiked to a high of 633, and then it gaps down the next day. It's just on the 5-minute here, 1, 2, 3, 4. You could have played this all week. Just playing around, playing on the support, it looks like, and the resistance on it. Very nice. Let's see. IAG was the next one with 9.8 million. And there's no range on it. So as I'm looking back on the daily chart, I don't see any big green candles, which is telling me the stock has range. It traded 9 million in volume, and it only looks like it went from 380 to $4. That's not enough range for me. ASTC, I think this was one I wrote down. Yeah, this one on a nice move. Friday. So at around a little after 10:30, this goes from 340, gets halted at 475. Wow. Gets halted at 475 and it gaps up and hits a high of $6. And then slowly falls down and it's kissing this VWAP here, consolidating, and then after hours hits a high of 668. No news on it. It's just a low flow pump. But you gotta be careful with these low flow pumps. They're just a chat room pump. That's all they are. Chat rooms getting together and taking advantage of the low flow on these stocks and ripping them up. And then you got your rookie traders that come in, get in on this, and don't know what they're doing. And they're buying in at the top, and the people that are pumping the stock up just dump it on them. Let's see, LGCY. Nothing. We're still in the millions in volume, though. So let's just keep going. I just want to look for a good range on these, like I said. And then even, I thought it was funny, even Meet Me, the app right here, has a stock. And it be going on moves sometimes. And the ticker symbol for that is MEET. So this went from 645. It's been green 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days straight. From 645 up to almost $9. And this is RMNS. I remember MRNS. It's a pharmaceutical. It became, that's why you zoom out on the daily chart here. You can see price came right up here to back here in December, January, well, from October to January, the end of January. It was like maxing out here at the $889 area. And recently it comes right up to that. So Monday going into next week, I'd be looking for a possible pullback and maybe a retest of this area to see if it can break out to new, looks like multi-year highs. Because before this, recently, the last time it's been in this $9, $10 area was a long time ago. Let's see. 2015 was the last time. So MRNS, I'm going to write this one down too. CDR. No, that's got the death cross going on. And the death cross is when the 50-day crosses below the 200-day moving average. They call that the death cross. And then they have a golden cross when the 50-day crosses above the 200-day. And whenever a moving averages, most of the time when they cross over each other, you'll get a pop. So when the 50-day crosses below the 200-day here, you'll get a pop down. But if the 50-day crosses above the 200-day, you'll get a pop up. And a lot of traders like to look out for that on super low float stocks for a nice, rip. And it looks like we had dries go on a nice little pop the past couple days here. Shipping sectors. We may start to see shipping sectors heat back up. Shipping sectors love to spike and take off around Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. The past 2 years around this time, they've just went insane. I remember DCIX, I think, last year went from, it was like around $3 up to, it was like almost $50 it went to. Let's see, let's pull up the daily chart. Right here. You can see that it went from $1.86 to a high of $28.50. And you can see the date on it was November 6th. That's when it did that. And we were seeing the whole sector, shipping sector, light up. DCIX tops, dries. What's the other one? MDGX, I believe. I'm gonna save this screener though. So, save as watch list. No, I didn't mean to do that. I'll name this custom too, because I have a custom one right there. But then now I gotta go back to my okay, it didn't save it. Alright, now let's go to the NASDAQ.com. I love going to this site and just seeing if there's any new IPOs, earnings coming up this upcoming week that we should be keeping an eye on. So, I'll go to IPO summary. And real quick, let's just analyze meat real quick. Meet, the stock Meet. MEET. Every time this comes out with earnings, it goes on a nice little run. So it looks like it's right up here at this resistance at 525. Getting pretty close to it. It's above the 50-day and the 200-day. That's bullish. Let me see the weekly. This has just got good flow to it. This is a good swing. Like I would say a good weekly swing chart. But it's up at its resistance right now, so I would wait for a pullback. A pullback down to this 50-day moving average at 440 and wait for it to start trending back up to over $5. Let me add this to my swing watch list. And another one is Funko. You guys, if you're on YouTube, you know I like to watch Funko. Funko opened last November in 2017 at around $7, and it just recently hit a high of $31, and then now just recently had a pullback to the 50-day at $20, and it's just going sideways right now. So I'm just watching it to see what it will do. Is it going to start trending down, pulling back, or is it going to start moving back up? But we also just had some news on Friday that the stock has insider buying. There was like 4 people that bought that work for the company of the stock. So whenever you see people buying stock of this on the inside, that means possibly good things are coming for this company. They're going to be releasing some type of news in the near future that's good, and that's really good. I want to see that. And that's the work you put into this every day, every weekend. You put the work in on these stocks so you have an advantage and know the fundamentals, the technicals about what's going on. That way during real time you're not freaking out and wondering what's going to happen. So let's see if there's any. We got QTT. That would be in my price range. And it looks like this one came out on the 14th. Let's check that one out. Yeah, you can see it opened right up here at $20 and drops all the way down to $8.50. That's not good. Just a straight up drop. The first day it did really good, it looked like. It went from $8.50 all the way to 20, and then the next day it just panic sold all the way down. And then it just went sideways for a few days, and then it dropped off even more. We also had the inverse ETFs had reverse splits too, UVXY, and what else was there? SVXY. Let's look at the upcoming IPOs coming out. A lot of these are priced between, looks like $13 and $17. I want the ones that are opening up low, below $10. That way when they open, they can go on just really crazy rips up. It would be nice to know if any of these were pot stocks. Because if this was a new IPO and it's a pot stock, you know, pot stocks have been exploding this last week. And if it was a pot stock and it opens up this week, it could just go crazy. But all I get is just the company name. I remember, when was this, not too long ago when Spotify was going public and everybody was talking about it. I can't remember how well it did. Let's see. SPOT is its ticker. Yeah, it seems to be doing alright. It's trending up very nicely. They opened it really high though. They opened it at 169 and it dropped off in just 2 days to 136, but then from there just trending up and up and up. You could put a trend line on this and you could start the trend line pretty much where the 50-day is, and then recently here on September 5th it dropped below that trend line, which is the 50-day. And now you could see too that trend line would have acted as resistance, that 50-day. You can see it came down, it came right back up, and it acted as a resistance wall, blocked the price, and it trends right back down, making a lower low. So watch, this is probably going to try to at least come back up to this 50-day again, and then come right back down. So right now this is looking bearish. Let's look up upcoming splits. All this year in 2018, we've been seeing a lot of low flow stocks go on reverse splits and just going on wicked runs. A stock will be at like 20 cents and they'll do a reverse split on it and they'll open it at $2 and they'll run up to $8, $10. We've seen that with a few stocks this year. So I wish it told me the price. We can click on them. TJX is too highly priced. SHOO too priced, $50. CASH $83. I want stocks under $20. That just looks like a currency. So no upcoming IPO reverse splits. Let's look at the earnings calendar. I know all the large cap stocks are going to be releasing earnings upcoming here at the end of October. So that'll be their fourth quarter earnings. Let's see, we got FedEx, GEC, Yahoo Finance. I love using Yahoo Finance. You can go in here and get some great articles, and you could just look up just the fundamentals of the company. So GEC is at 330. Okay, this is in our price range. What I want to see right now, it doesn't have volume, but what I want to see is when it releases earnings in the past, does it have any big moves? So I could see a few times here it's released earnings, and then about a week, 2 weeks later, it goes up. Right here, right here, right here, it went up a lot. Looks like they released earnings up 13 cents a share, and then about 8 days later, it goes from 377 up to 440. And then just because a company comes out with good earnings doesn't mean it's immediately going to go up or it has to go up. It could start to decline. People can play the hype of the earnings, which the stock starts going up until they release the earnings. And then when they release, it's simply called buy the rumor, sell the news. That's what they call it. But GEC isn't given enough for me to actually watch it. ORCL. It's too highly priced. Alright, let's go to an interesting one. I like this one. The new 52-week high and 52-week low. So I'll run through this and just see if any of these reach my price criteria. We got AWSM. AWSM last week was hot. So I'm just gathering all these stocks just to go over tomorrow. DZSI. NCMI, National Cinemedia. NCMI, let's see what that is. See, we got big moves here, but they're to the downside. Dropping from $7 to $5.50. So a lot of ugliness on this chart, and it's right up past this resistance. And then it's coming up to resistance way over here. A lot of U-shapes on this chart. Let's look at the weekly. You got a double bottom right here. This is an interesting one. What scares me though are these 1 days where it just drops off big. I don't like seeing that kind of stuff on charts. So we got, I don't like messing with pharmaceuticals. OCO or OCC. OCC going from 350 to 550 on the daily. Doesn't look like it has enough volume though. Yeah, 156, 146,000 in volume 1 day. I need more than that. So then we'll go to most active. We got EGC. EGC going from $6.73 to $8. What's the daily look like? No. Nothing appeals to me on this daily chart at all. Nothing. KALV. Okay, KALV's got some nice movement on it, and it's hitting new all-time highs. Let's go back to Yahoo Finance. Let's look a little deeper into this. Okay, so it's a pharmaceutical. Volume on Friday was 400,000. Float is 6 million. It's got a low float. Average 10-day volume is 100,000. Let's see, was there any recent news? Nope, 9 days ago, they reported their first quarter results. They also did a public offering 12 days ago. That's why I don't like to swing a lot of these penny stocks, because public offerings are killers. When these stocks spike up, the company loves taking profit of the company just to reinvest it into the company. And that's what all these pharmaceuticals are out for is money. The money for their trials, money for just to do research. They're just money hungry. That's why you'll see these pharmaceuticals just go on crazy, wicked moves. They're a world of their own. That's why I try to stay away from pharmaceuticals, because you can't really predict pharmaceuticals. They're very, very risky. I want as little risk as possible when trading in the markets. I want more reward than risk. But it does go on crazy moves. Look at that. 2 days goes from 50 cents to a high of almost $11. So this has a history of spiking big. That's really big. So I got these down that I just found, and then I got all the pot stocks and stocks that spiked last week. NBEV, IGC, DCTH had a nice move. And then yesterday I went and I looked up on the internet a lot of pot stocks that interest me the most. So I made a watch list and compiled them of all the pot stocks that I liked. Let me pull this back up. But it's getting a little late. I think I'm going to call it a night on this. Hope you guys enjoyed tuning in or watching. Maybe I'll do this again on here. I don't know. But until next time, guys, be patient, be disciplined, and study, study, study. All right. Later.